Put some clothes on, young lady, and act like an adult. You racist!
I've been sexualized.
We understand in this world that the easiest thing for really stupid people like Angel Reese to do is to claim racism.
I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it.
I told myself it's not racist for me to like Caitlin Clark's game and to say so publicly.
Black people are supposed to be better than white people at basketball. That's crap. Angel Reese's team sucks. Angel Reese can't make a basket.
Her fan base has gone, I'm talking about like...
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Content of Angel Reese. Ooh, not even sure she has character.
If you want to be considered the GOAT, you got to have GOAT-like performances. And Caitlin Clark had a GOAT-like performance.
Caitlin Carey Clark. I got to get it right. That's what she is.
In Angel Reese's comments below, oh my God, what are we going to...
In sports, rivalries are almost guaranteed. They come with the territory. But things get interesting when what a player says publicly doesn't quite match what they do behind the scenes. Today, we're diving into the growing storyline between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, a situation that's been turning plenty of heads across the basketball world. On the surface, Reese has repeatedly claimed there's no bad blood with Clark. According to her, the competition is just part of the game, but when you start looking closer at the comments, the reactions, and the moments off the court, a very different narrative begins to emerge. At times when things haven't gone her way, Reese has leaned into the same two moves critics say many athletes fall back on, creating distractions and accusing others of unfair treatment. So while the public message says there's no rivalry, the actions tell a much more complicated story. And that's exactly where this drama really begins.
The two things that, well, most women go to in sports when it's not going their way, shaking their ass and calling people.
Sparked by the controversial remarks from Dan Dockich, we're taking a deeper look at the situation surrounding Caitlin Clark and the wave of criticism aimed her way. Behind the headlines and social media noise, there's a lot more happening. Constant trash talk, shifting alliances, and tension that seems to run deeper than simple competition. When you start connecting the dots, it raises an important question. What's really driving Angel Reese in all of this? Stay with us. Is because this story goes far beyond what happens on the court. It's not just about basketball anymore. It's about conflicting narratives, growing frustration, and the resentment that's starting to show through.
I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it, and I don't believe she stands on any of that.
And now you want sympathy. Where was sympathy for all of those who you exposed your
Let's start by focusing on the core issue, what Angel Reese says compared to what she actually does. Over and over again, Reese has gone on record insisting that she doesn't hold any bitterness or personal animosity toward Caitlin Clark. Publicly, she presents the rivalry as nothing more than competitive basketball, just two players battling on the court. But when you step back and look closely, the contrast between the message and the behavior begins to raise some serious questions.
Girl is successful. White girl more popular. White girl must be bad. Bad white girl. We see it in politics with bad orange man. And of course her fans are racist. You racist!
Reese often repeats the same message. What happens between her and Caitlin Clark is strictly basketball. According to her, the competition stays on the court and there's nothing personal behind it, but some of her actions have raised eyebrows. Instead of distancing herself from people who openly criticize Clark, Reese has at times appeared to support them. One example came when a TikTok video started circulating online that took direct shots at Clark while also accusing her fan base of racial bias. Rather than ignoring the clip or pushing back against the accusations, Angel Reese responded in the comments with, "You left no crumbs." That response was widely interpreted as her endorsing the message, effectively backing a narrative that was openly hostile toward Clark. And moments like that are why many fans believe the story runs deeper than just a simple on-court rivalry.
Behind your name, that's when a lot of people are like, oh, they think, oh, I don't like her because her fans are saying this. No, I don't believe in her heart that she has hatred towards me. And I'm sure she believes that I don't have hatred towards her, but I think her fan base has gone, I'm talking about like,
this disconnect between Angel Reese's statements and her behavior raises a bigger question. Is she genuinely unbothered by Caitlin Clark, as she often claims, or is she quietly fueling the situation by supporting people who criticize Clark? When Reese commented, "You left no crumbs," it came across to many as a clear sign of agreement, almost like saying, "Exactly, that's how I see it too." Instead of distancing herself from the negativity, the response seemed to reinforce it. That's why some fans believe Reese is walking a careful line. On the surface, she presents herself as calm, composed, and above the drama. But at the same time, moments like this appear to amplify voices that are openly taking shots at the very rival she says she has no personal issue with.
And Angel Reese's comments below, oh my God, what are we gonna do?
Let me say it again, you were never a Caitlyn fan, you were an Angel Reese hater. You didn't care about Caitlyn Clark's skills. You like the fact that she was a white woman performing exceptionally well in a sport dominated by black women. So instead of appreciating Caitlyn for being an incredible, talented player, it was all about being anti-Angel Reese. That's not weird to y'all?
This contradiction becomes even more troubling when a player with Angel Reese's level of influence appears to boost voices pushing negativity, all while claiming she isn't involved in the conflict. And the reason people keep talking about it is because it doesn't feel like a one-time moment. Similar situations keep popping up, and each one seems to add another layer to the growing tension around the rivalry. That's why many fans are asking the same question. If there's truly no personal issue between Reese and Caitlyn Clark, then why continue engaging with comments and content that keep the hostility alive?
Occasions, people have made AI pictures of me like naked.
Angel Reese took her clothes off for Instagram and posed and all this stuff. What happened? She claimed to be sexualized. What is that? Drama. Total drama. Put some clothes on, young lady, and act like...
That leads us to Dan Dakich, a well-known sports commentator who recently stepped into the conversation and shed new light on what's really happening behind the scenes. Dakich didn't hold back either. He pointed out several details about the situation that have sparked even more debate around the ongoing tension, and according to him, there may be more going on here than what fans are being told publicly.
She says like, hey haters, like it wasn't this, I'm this. It's just, it fuels those negative people to continue saying negative things.
Now, leveraging a rival's popularity isn't exactly rare in sports. Athletes have done it for decades, but Dakich believes the real issue lies in the mixed messaging, publicly downplaying the tension while repeatedly engaging in moments that keep the rivalry front and center. And in his opinion, that contradiction is what makes the situation stand out. On one side,
single interesting woman playing in the WNBA, to me, a mid-range jump shooting Asia Wilson, and how great she is. She's not great, she's okay. I mean, she probably could start on a few boys teams out here in the country, but none here in Indiana City. But Caitlyn Clark's in.
Angel Reese maintains that her focus is entirely on her own performance, insisting there's no personal hostility toward Caitlyn Clark. Yet time and again, she engages with fans and social media followers who openly attack Clark, almost as if she's subtly stoking the rivalry to stay in the spotlight. The issue is clear. By participating in these exchanges, Reese isn't just observing the drama, she's helping to keep it alive, feeding a narrative that divides fans and keeps the tension front and center, rather than
the legendary OG lesbians, the African-American lesbians, the African-American lesbian fans of the WNBA, who have not grown the league even a little bit in 27 years.
Letting her game do the talking on the court, Angel Reese has become a lightning rod, repeatedly fueling the tension aimed at Caitlyn Clark. Dan Dakich also noted that Reese's actions reflect a wider pattern in sports, where athletes are often quick to cast themselves as the victim whenever situations don't unfold in their favor. In other words, instead of rising above the drama, this approach keeps the controversy alive and makes her a polarizing presence both on and off the court.
And that the world that we live in can easily be defined by white racist, white bad. You're rooting for a white guy, bad. You're wearing a Make America Great Again hat. Think about that. Make America Great Again. Oh, you don't understand. That has racial connotations. No.
In the ongoing story between Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark, the difference couldn't be more obvious. Clark keeps her eyes on the prize, smashing records, leading her team, and letting her performance do all the talking. Meanwhile, Reese has allowed herself to get caught up in off-court drama, engaging in divisive narratives and fueling controversy.
Understand in this world that the easiest thing for really stupid people like Angel Reese to do is to claim racism. Going well for you, claim racism. When it's going well for you, claim victim/racism. We get it. We understand. And frankly,
At the end of the day, it comes down to a choice. Reese can either rise above the noise and let her talent define her legacy, or continue down a path where negativity overshadows everything she's capable of. Clark, on the other hand, shows that actions always speak louder than words, proving that skill, dedication, and focus will always carry more weight than the chatter surrounding her.